Pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum.
Hello, this is Chef Willie. Honestly, that's not my name. That is not my real name. I've been in YouTube for 5 years already, and I haven't been able to introduce myself properly, as I should. My name is Clay Fisher, and I make YouTube videos because it's fun. So here I was, back when I was a little fishy. I wasn't much of an outdoor person, I was more of an in. I would be locked up in my house, spending hours watching television, cartoons, shows, and movies. And through that, I was molded by the absurd, the obscene, the oblivious. When I was 9 in 2003, I moved from my hometown of Mexico to America. And by America I mean the border, so I pretty much lived in Mexico. There I discovered a new world of movies and actors like Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Jamie Lee Curtis. When I realized I kind of knew enough actors and movies, I wanted to check the top 100 best movies of all time, thinking I was gonna find Beetlejuice, Dolittle, Jingle All the Way, Catwoman. And instead I find these very old movies from the 30s and 40s. And I thought, wait a second, how is this old, boring black and white movie better than this? How is this relic who by now those who have seen it are probably dead is actually better than this? Made no sense to me. That's a question I had back in 2011, when I was a senior in high school. In 2014, I began to enjoy writing essays in college when I had this English teacher that made it fun for me to express myself in a way that I thought I never could or even had the interest of. And then I found out he got fired for inappropriate behavior. All I wanted to do was just write. But what could I write about? And then I thought, movies. Not just any movies, old movies. I realized the only way that I was gonna find out what was so special about them is if I actually sit down and watch them, not for an entertainment's sake, but for a critical mindset. The first movie I ever wrote about was To Kill a Mockingbird. And if you know my thoughts on it, it sucked. I would then write other reviews like Casablanca, The Great Dictator, Sunset Boulevard, 12 Angry Men, which at this point I don't think my reviews were that good to begin with. At first I started posting them on this Weebly page that I made, but then I realized nobody reads anymore. And I was looking for people that had the same interest of movies as I did at that time. That led me to YouTube, where I placed my reviews in video format, and that's how CF Willie Classic Modern Reviews was born. CF Willie is a name I gave myself because I didn't trust YouTube to be a secure platform where I could give personal information, such as my name. CF represents my initials to my real name, and Willie is a nickname I once got in youth camp, which stuck out with me for a while until I decided to revive it. Lately I haven't used it because I realized I made such a complicated name that people couldn't even read it or even pronounce it, and I was no longer feeling comfortable pronouncing myself to that name. And I would introduce myself to that cringy intro in my early days. And it sucked.
Hola, this is Chef Willie. Hola, this is Chef Willie. Hola, this is Chef Willie. Not CM Punk. Not CM Punk. Not CM Punk. Not CM Punk. Not CM Punk.
This is disgusting. So from here on out, CF Willie is no more. I am done with that name. You can call me by my real name, Clay. So here I am in my first ever video. I got into YouTube very influenced by Dog Walker as nostalgia critic. Yeah, because if you're a YouTube reviewer, who wasn't inspired by Dog Walker back then? I thought at first that you should have some sort of character, an alter ego name, a catchphrase, an outfit that distinguished you. As I began, I didn't know what I was doing. All I wanted to do was just talk about classic films. Yeah, what better way to establish that than reviewing in my first video, The Land Before Time. I would also include in my videos modern movies just so that I could attract the younger audience. As I started, I was very awkward. I didn't know how to speak to the camera. I didn't know how to set the lights properly. My editing skills were horrible, I was not ready to compare two movies in one video as I'm now used to, and I would move from place to place to see where could I do my videos so it wouldn't look as, dirty. Hell, I even once did a video in the back of my house. How broke could I have been? When I finally found a decent angle in my room where I could shoot using the only source of light that brightens my videos, the power of the sun, I began to be more confident, more expressive, more creative, and I felt I was ready to mash two movies together and compare them. Whatever character I was trying to make, that's what I kinda became. Even though I don't show it that much in real life, you'll tell me in the comments down below, those who know me very well. But as my videos evolved, I came out less frequently since I wanted to make it more about the films and reviews than myself, avoiding not to become a copy of what inspired me in YouTube in the first place. The only thing I have kept using are these baseball outfits. Now I know this is not an original outfit, but you know what? I love color. I adopted this style because I can play with my outfits choosing different colors, and I'm still gonna continue using them in my videos. As I initially started with this shirt, which I haven't used in a while, it has helped me interact with my outfits. And with the sound of a clap, I can choose any color that I want! Hey! Ha! Just so we don't get confused. Everything is scripted. There is no way I would be able to say half the things I say if it was improvised or used bullet points. When I first began, I was broke. I had no money to buy a camera or an expensive software to edit. The only thing I had at my disposition was an iPad as the camera, a phone to record my voice, Movie Maker, PowerPoint, and of course, Paint. The rest is 80% of clips that I have saved in my USB. PowerPoint is where I do my thumbnails and some other pictures that I want to make. Paint is where I save my thumbnails and any random picture. And Movie Maker, well, that's the tricky part. This is from my last video. Since Movie Maker is very cheap and limited, there are so many things I cannot do, like adding a picture in front of the screen, or add multiple captions in one clip, or two audios on top of each other. And I like to have music in the background. So first, I start putting the clips together with my voice audio, which is a long process. 1 or 2 minutes of video can take me up to 1 hour of editing, depending. Once I save it, I re-upload it again in Movie Maker, where I edit it again by putting the background music, save it again, ready to be uploaded in YouTube. And it takes forever. So it's a long process of multiple editings. Sometimes I use iMovie for special occasions when Movie Maker can't do some things I want, which makes my work a lot easier. Basically, I only work using a bunch of scraps.
With a box of scraps!
But hey, if I have to pay monthly just so that I can make my videos look better when I have a free software, I'll take Movie Maker any day of the week. Any day. This channel was done mainly for me. I know, how selfish of me. This was a way to understand a business that I'm interested in through writing, especially if it's the topic of classic films. Now, I don't consider myself an expert in movies. Everything I post is what I learn in the moment and share it. If there's something I have learned from this business and myself is, number one, as much as movies are for entertainment, they're also a tiny little preservation of our past history. You look at any movie from back then and you learn how people used to be like in those days. You see how we have evolved or devolved. What did they used to believe, how they used to talk, how they treated women or races or other religions differently. You also learn about the person that makes the movie, who they are, what did they like, what did they believe in. Through their films, you learn either they're smart people or dumb people or just plain simply crazy. And I find it fascinating to know about people in something like this, or even know about our past history. I think history is very fascinating. Number 2, Hollywood is a big evil studio. Number 3, you don't need to belong to a big studio like Hollywood to be creative. You can make films through your own phone. Heck, I've even heard that there's been movies done through phones. That's incredible! But I'm not talking specifically about cinematic films. The hell with the fame. It can be blogs or a independent music video or just recording a mountain that can be considered a film. This, what I'm doing, could be considered a film. Maybe. It's once again preserving that tiny little history of yourself that becomes a memory. How has this affected me personally? Well, I've learned so much of our past history to realize we are very evil people. So much for preserving our history. You realize we are terrible. This has also made me critical about everything. Sometimes I even overthink too much that it's a hell. I can't judge something without first looking at it. I need to look at its background so I can have an opinion. That's where you appreciate the art of research. Now, do I see myself doing this forever? Yes. Yes. Yes! 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 Do I see myself reviewing movies forever? Well, not really. It's one thing to criticize other people's work. It's another to make your own. I don't know where this is gonna take me, but I expect in the future to keep editing, making more videos for whatever reason. It doesn't need to be movie-based. It can be anything. I'm open for anything just to improve my editing skills. And I know I'm not gonna do that through Movie Maker. For right now, I still have more movie reviews planned. I am not going anywhere. I'm still gonna stay here. And if this is as far as I can go, well, I'm happy with it. I'm happy to have been my own actor, director, writer, and editor. So that's how I do my videos. What do you thought of it? Leave your thoughts on the comment section down below to see your thoughts on it. And if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe for more content. Well guys, tune in next time because when I get back, I'm still gonna be comparing and hopefully I can make them a little bit more fun as I compare The Night of the Hunter and a series of unfortunate events, the Jim Carrey one. So for now, that's it for today. Ciao.
Pasito tum tum, pasito tum